Chapter 1: The Encounter. On a cold and rainy evening in Tel Aviv, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was returning home from a long day of meetings. As he crossed a quiet street, his eyes caught a glimpse of a man sitting alone on the pavement, dirty, worn out, and forgotten by the city's fast pace. The man's eyes met Netanyahu's for a brief second. There was a haunting emptiness in them, but also a faint glimmer of something that stirred something deep inside the Prime Minister's heart. Without thinking twice, Netanyahu stopped. He approached the man and offered a warm cup of coffee from his own thermos. The man's hands trembled as he accepted it. That moment sparked a journey neither of them could have predicted. Chapter 2: A Promise Made. The man's name was Adam Rummy. For years, he had been wandering the streets, carrying with him the weight of a broken past. Once a skilled carpenter, a father, and a husband, life's cruel twists had left him with nothing but memories and pain. Netanyahu sat down beside him on the curb. They talked quietly as the rain softened around them. "I promise you, Adam," Netanyahu said, looking him in the eye, "your life will change. I will make sure of it." Chapter 3: Invisible Protection and Quiet Instructions. When Netanyahu returned to his residence, he summoned his trusted aide Ron Levi. He entrusted Ron with a mission: to learn everything about Adam without disturbing him. Who was he? Why was he on the streets? What was his past? Ron's investigation revealed a tragic story. Adam had lost his son to illness. His marriage had fallen apart, and unemployment had pushed him into homelessness. Yet, he had no criminal record. No history of violence or addiction, just a proud man refusing charity. Netanyahu smiled sadly. He is the voice of humanity. We cannot lose him. Chapter 4: The Scent of Wood and a New Beginning. Secretly, Netanyahu arranged for a small woodworking workshop to be set up for Adam, hoping to reignite his passion and skills. A frame drawing made by Adam's late son was prepared as a gift, a symbol of hope and remembrance. To Adam, the workshop was more than a job. It was a way to reconnect with himself and the world. Chapter 5: The Heartfelt Speech. Adam's story soon spread through the media. At a press conference, Netanyahu introduced Adam to the nation. "This man is not just someone I helped," Netanyahu declared. "He is the symbol of every forgotten person in our society. It is time we look at each other, eye to eye, and recognize the humanity in everyone." Adam's simple words touched hearts everywhere. "I was invisible for years, but now I know even one person's attention can change everything." Chapter 6: Echoes in the Darkness. At night, Adam sat alone in the small meeting room of the center. He flipped through an old notebook filled with thoughts he had once written under street lamps, his silent witness to years of struggle. He paused at a line he'd written long ago. "Today, no one looked into my eyes. Maybe I've truly become invisible." Tears welled up, but for the first time, he felt seen. Not just by strangers, but by a prime minister who made a promise. That night, Netanyahu visited the center quietly. Not as a leader but as a man seeking connection. "I felt you were waiting for me," Netanyahu said softly. Adam looked up, voice barely a whisper. "Why me? Why did you do all this?" Netanyahu sighed and said, "Because when I saw your eyes, I saw a part of myself, lost, but not yet extinguished." They sat together, two souls bound by fate and hope. Chapter 7: The Media Storm. The next morning, cameras surrounded the center's entrance. Reporters called it a miracle, a story of hope amid despair. Netanyahu spoke to the nation, calling Adam the voice of all forgotten souls. Adam, shy yet determined, addressed the crowd. "I was invisible for so long, but now I know. One person's gaze can make all the difference. Please a look. See us." The applause was thunderous. This was not just a press conference, it was a call to humanity. Chapter 8: Light Born from Shadows. The story went viral. Thousands shared Adam's words. Volunteers poured into the center. New branches opened across Israel, each offering warmth and hope. One day, a young woman named Rena walked in. Her eyes reflected fear and loneliness, a mirror of Adam's own past. Adam smiled and said, "You're not alone anymore." Together, they built a community where broken lives could begin to heal. Chapter 9, Return. Adam no longer resented his past. The scars told his story. In the entrance of the center, his old notebook was displayed in a glass case with a simple inscription. From invisible to seen. Anything is possible. Netanyahu often visited, sometimes handing out meals. Other times sharing stories. The man who once lived behind walls was now a pillar of hope among his people. One day, Netanyahu told Adam, "I never want to see you on the streets again." Adam laughed softly. "I am the street now, but this time, I have a home." Chapter 10, The Price of Trust. As the center grew, so did the challenges. Managing donations, volunteers, and operations became overwhelming for Adam. Netanyahu assigned a new advisor named Ophir to assist him. Ophir was efficient but rigid, and soon the warm, family-like atmosphere of the center began to feel bureaucratic. Adam noticed the change. One evening, while having tea with Netanyahu, he said, "I fear that in growing bigger, we risk losing the very humanity that saved us." Netanyahu replied firmly, "Growth requires rules, but the balance must be kept. Someone like you can preserve that balance." With renewed resolve, Adam worked with Ophir to restore the heart of the center, blending structure with compassion. Chapter 11, The World Watches. Adam's story now captivated international media. Documentaries were made, interviews aired worldwide. He cautiously. Chapter 14, A New Darkness. After a year filled with successes, Adam and his team faced an unexpected crisis. One night, unknown assailants attacked the center. Windows shattered, hateful graffiti covered the walls, and supplies were destroyed. When Adam arrived the next morning and saw the devastation, tears welled in his eyes. But he refused to give up. He gathered volunteers and informed the community, calling for support. Netanyahu arrived soon after, placing a firm hand on Adam's shoulder. "I know this is hard, but remember, the darker the night, the brighter the light must shine." These words gave Adam and his team renewed strength. Chapter 15, Rebirth. The community rallied. Donations poured in through social media campaigns. Local governments offered support and funds to open new centers. Adam worked tirelessly to rebuild the destroyed center. Within a year, the New Hope Center opened. At the inauguration, Netanyahu said, "This is not just a building, it is the reconstruction of humanity." Chapter 16, Father and Son. Adam worked hard to rebuild his relationship with his son, Noam. Each moment spent together mended old wounds and rebuilt a father's love. One day, Adam said to Noam, "I know the years caused pain, but we live in the future now, not the past." Noam's eyes filled with tears as he replied, "Dad, I am proud of you." Chapter 17, Honors and Recognition. Adam received numerous international awards for his social work. His speech at the United Nations marked a turning point in the global fight against homelessness. Netanyahu had retired from politics but remained Adam's greatest supporter. Chapter 18, The End of a Cycle and a New Beginning. Years later, now an old man fully reintegrated into society, Adam was walking through a park when he saw a young man trembling on the ground. He knelt down and extended his hand. Their eyes met. Adam whispered, "Don't be like me. Stand up and keep walking." And so, the story became an endless cycle, the first spark of new hopes.